All right, we're live. Welcome to the first Bomb Money AMA in quite a while. Really happy to be doing this one and hope you guys are all excited for what's going on in Bomb Money and can't wait to go over it all with you guys. So maybe I'll give it like 30 seconds for some people to file in and we'll get going. So just to let you know what we're going to cover today, we're going to go over recent happenings in Bomb. I'm going to go over the latest announcement, and I'm going to do a lot of demos of how to get things done. Talk about ideal strategies, sustainability, and what the future of Bomb looks like. Be sure to ask any questions you have. No questions are off limits. So we've already got a couple questions that have been asked prior to the AMA that I'll be handling. But yeah, throw anything in chat that you'd like me to talk about. Let's go, Bombers. We're back. All right. Without further ado, let's look at this update here. So I assume most of you guys read this, but let's just go over it. So as everyone knows, Bomb Money, Bull Run Edition. We've changed our peg from 10,000 to 1 to 1 million to 1, which impacts quite a few things. Largely, it makes it much easier to peg. And besides that, you know, everything that made the original Bomb Money a success is still part of the ecosystem. We actually have a lot more at our disposal now to, you know, ensure success. And, you know, we learned a lot while operating Seigniorage protocols over the last 2 years. And there's a lot of different tools that we developed and strategies. And we didn't have all of that from day one, obviously, back with the original Bomb. But now we have all that at our disposal now. So that's a huge benefit for us this time around. Plus, you know, we're at the very beginning of a bull market. And, you know, just from, you know, experience launching something in the bear market, it's like pulling teeth to get someone to invest. And, you know, when you're in a bull market, it's a very different situation. People are looking for places to put their money. So it's a whole different environment now. So let's see this article here. Yeah, so, you know, quickly to go over some of the reasons why I feel we're going to be a great success, you know, with this Bomb Money Bull Run Edition refresh. You know, as I said, people are looking for somewhere to park their money, earn passive income, earn great returns. Bomb Money, we've been around over 2 years now. I've been very transparent right from day one. And, you know, it's a trusted team where, you know, it's difficult to trust a new project in crypto. You know, there's the chance of getting rugged on Bomb Money is zero. And that's really, you know, that's really a unique thing in the space to have something that's that trusted. You know, everyone saw what Bomb Money did the first time around. We've got all those great ingredients and more ready for us at our disposal this time. And yeah, that's pretty much what I went over here in the update. Anybody have any questions about, you know, what's different this time around versus, you know, the first time, or why, you know, I feel that this is gonna really work as well as it's been working and, you know, continue to excel? Feel free to shoot those questions in and I'll address them. Okay, we got our first question here. What is the new mentality and what are the short, long-term plans? So if we go back, so in terms of mentality, there's a couple different, I guess, things that could be meant by that. But, you know, my mentality moving forward is, you know, going back to what I was doing when I created the original Bomb, which was, you know, forking projects, trying things, iterating quickly, getting releases out quick. I'm not sure, some of you might know, I actually made the original Bomb Money in a weekend. I challenged myself to make it in a weekend. I put it out and, you know, we had 40 million TVL a month later. So, you know, there's something I'm going to go through in a second, Bomb Max. Actually, you can see right here. This is something that we created for the original Bomb. But I realized this would be a great addition to, you know, the Bomb refresh, and I got that out in a matter of hours, all reconfigured and set up properly. So just one example of how we can iterate quick and just get things out super fast. Short and long-term plans. I mean, really just to make everybody in the ecosystem a ton of money, both short and long-term. I'm going to go over strategies later for how we can best accomplish that. But yeah, essentially, we're going to really be focusing on the Bomb refresh, and we have a lot of other interesting ideas moving that'll be announced shortly. Got a comment here. It'll be better than last year, in my opinion. The target is $1 for me. That would be a pretty high peg, but let's see. Okay, so what I've done is I'm going to demo a bunch of things for you guys. I've set up a brand new wallet just so I can show everyone what it looks like, just really starting from scratch. I threw like 1.5 BNB in there, and other than that, it's brand new. So we're just going to go over for a new user what you would do to get involved, and we'll talk about some strategies along the way. So I'm going to start with Bomb Max. You can find this at bomb.app. I'll post that link over in the chat for you guys. So I'm going to start here because this is easier to use. So essentially, in our protocol, there's a lot of different strategies, a lot of different ways that you can earn. Some more risky than others. Some, essentially in the protocol, I'd highly recommend. I like risk personally, so I usually go to more risky things. But our safest investment in the protocol is our Bomb BTCB farm. Usually I don't go for the safe option. Usually I go for the risky option. But when your safe option pays as high as ours does, it's really smart to go with the majority of your investment into that safe and still extremely lucrative investment. So let's start there. So I'm on this fresh wallet I just created. You can see here at Bomb Max, this is our farm. I know this says APY. This is actually the APR of the farm. The APY calculated out was way too many numbers. So the APY calculates in the compounds. So this is actually what it would earn in a year without any compounds, but it actually compounds numerous times every day. So this is actually a number that's in the millions or billions or something crazy. And I'll adjust that once the number fits on the screen. So the easiest way to get started into what I think would be the best investment in Bomb money would be just to head over to Bomb Max, which would be at bomb.app. Go to our farm page. This page may become the home page in the near future because I think this is the most important page. So just a heads up on that. So let's get started. Let's do a zap in. So I've got 1.5 BNB here, as you can see. If you don't have BNB, you could simply buy it for anybody new. And let's zap in with 0.5 BNB. So you get a nice estimate here. Let's go do that. I'll approve that. I'll handle this question about the benefits right after this demo. So, and actually, while we're waiting for that, it's probably already done. But so what we need to do now. So basically, what that zap-in did for anybody unfamiliar, it just took my BNB and it converted half of it into Bomb, half of it into BTCB, which is Bitcoin on Binance Smart Chain, and then it made the liquidity pool pair that I need to farm. If all that is Chinese to you and you don't understand it, it doesn't really matter. It's basically that's just the pair of the two assets that you need to get into our best investment, our best farm. So, I mean, and for the more technical people, I guess we can show you real quick what that looks like. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in that transaction, but at the end of the day, this wallet just got, basically a half of a liquidity pool token from PancakeSwap, which was exactly what it had said I was going to get. So now that I have that, I've got to so I'm going to demo using both Bomb Max and Bomb Money. So we'll start with Bomb Max. So I've got to do an approval here. So the approval is just saying that, it's allowing Bomb Max to access that liquidity pool token I just created. So we'll wait for that to approve. And actually, let's head over to Bomb Money for a second. So another key thing to understand here is that, so this is the Bomb BTCB farm on Bomb Money. Bomb Max is utilizing this exact same farm. The only difference is that this gives you your rewards where you can claim them as often as you want. Actually, I'll do this approval too while I'm here. So this is more of a manual way to go about farming Bomb BTCB. A lot of the experts or the guys that have been in crypto for a while really, enjoy doing it manually just because, it's fun watching your rewards tick up And, you know, there's a lot of different things that you can do with the reward token. So a lot of people are going to enjoy this one, but for those that just want to kind of set it and forget it and know that their position just keeps growing and growing, the auto compounder here is a great way. And actually, I'm going to show off an additional feature that you kind of get access to with BombMax in a second. So let's throw in, I'm going to put in, I want to put more in the other farm just so I can show you guys the rewards ticking up. Let's put in just the 10% of an LP. So I go stake, approve the transaction. And while we're waiting for that to go through. So if you guys noticed, I approved this, but it didn't update yet here. So I'm just going to do a quick refresh and there we go. So it says I have half of an LP, but I don't because I just used 10%. Didn't update yet. Why is my transaction not going through? Oh, there we go. Just went through. So now let's put the rest of the LP in here. And now let's head back over to BombMax. So you can see here, I've deposited basically 10% of an LP with a value of $8. This is good to go now. That's really all you have to do. You're going to keep, that position is going to keep growing just by being deposited there. Some cool things too. You can see, you know, my investments, I've got an $8 investment in the farm. And again, these calculations, well, they're really cool, but right now they're just showing based on the APR, not the APY. So the actual earnings are exponentially higher than what it shows here. I mean, this is even earning $118 a year on $8 without factoring in any compounds. So that number would be, again, it would have a few more zeros on it if it was factoring in the compounds. So let's just double check this. All right, so we've got $33 worth of LP in here. Let's see these rewards tick up over the course of the video. I guess I maybe could have made a bigger deposit so it would tick up quicker, but that's okay. So I'll demo a really cool aspect of BombMax now. Let's leverage up our LP. Sorry, I'm kind of going into something a little bit complex here, but it's a really cool feature that I think a lot of our longtime bombers or even new users would appreciate. So I know there's a lot of information here, but essentially what you can do here is you can take your LP position that's in the farm. You don't have to actually do anything. As long as it's in the farm, it's able to be utilized in this feature. And you can increase how much you're farming. And basically what it does is it uses your liquidity pool token that you are farming with as collateral to be able to farm more. So let's hit leverage and let's go like, let's go 1.5 times. So you got to do a couple approvals here. And while we're waiting for that, I'm actually just going to show you how this works. So this works by having, so this is another feature of BombMax. You can do single-sided BOM and single-sided BTCB deposits here and earn an APR on that. And it's the safest, I guess, investment that we offer, but also the lowest paying. As long as there's assets in the single stake, that's what allows you to leverage up your farms. So right now, the utilization is low on these. So, I mean, there's not much deposited in here yet. So, you know, you got $220 of BTCB and $150 a BOM. And you can see the utilization is pretty low. I just got this set up just so I could show you guys leveraging. I was actually already leveraged on my other account, so I deleveraged that so I could use these funds to leverage up here. So now that, oh, it was just loading my LP. Actually, real quick before I do this, so you can see here, I'll zoom in a bit. So this shows you the peg. Essentially what that's showing you is the ratio between BOM and Bitcoin. This is what, you know, keeps your investment, basically like this is what, when you leverage up, if the ratio changes drastically, it could cause a problem if you have like extreme leverage, but for using like light leverage, you get extreme ranges. I'll demo that in a sec. So let's just leverage up to 1.5 times. So basically I'm going to have 50% more LP farming now than what I had originally. And the transaction's pretty cool on that too. I'll show that in a sec. So a lot of stuff going on, but essentially it just made my farm bigger. So now you can see I've got 1250 of LPs. I'm $4 in debt, leverage 1.5. So now you can see my liquidation price. So this is like what the peg would have to get to for my position to be in trouble, right? So right now we're at 0.68 right now. Peg would have to go over 8.5 or under 0.05. So you can see that's quite safe. And I'm earning a lot of extra money because I'm leveraged, and I'm only paying very little amount to borrow those assets. So pretty cool tool. And the more that this gets used, the more people will want to actually get involved in the single staking, because of course assets do have to be single staked to allow you to leverage up. But let's move on. That's enough of the advanced technical stuff for now. Anybody have any questions about BombMax? Oh, actually, there was one I need to answer. This one. Oh, that's the wrong one. There it is. How will BombMax benefit Bomb? So as I mentioned, Bomb BTCB is, really the core of Bomb money. That's the best farm that you should be in. You should have at minimum 50% of your portfolio in Bomb in that pair. I'd recommend starting out with more like 80%. It's safe. It earns crazy high returns. It's a great place to be. Although, our DApp is not the easiest to use for a brand new user. So that's, kind of where we're coming in with BombMax. You saw how this is a brand new wallet. I zapped him with BNB in one transaction, and I deposited, and I had to approve the LP, and then I deposited, and then I was already farming. So for anybody that's not as technical or not as savvy, that, where our DApp is a little bit overwhelming, or they just want the auto compounding to not have to compound manually, this is a great option for them. So to answer the question, this should drive a lot of, additional Bomb buys. And, I really think that we're going to get a lot of action on BombMax. And, this really is our premier, offering. So to give easy access to this for new users, I think is key. So, if we get a lot of inflows into the Bomb BTC BLP, we'll be way over peg. B2 shares rockets, and, everything's flying. So hope that answered the question sufficiently. All this tech in the bull market is only getting started. Yeah, we got a lot more planned, and really excited for this bull market. I think things are going to go really great market-wise and Bomb-wise. Any other questions about BombMax? I can jump back to it if anything comes up. When can I leverage 100x? So the max is actually 10x. But yeah, you can leverage that right away. as long as there's assets provided in the single stake. What are the plans to ensure peg? So, there's nothing that we can do to 100% say guarantee peg all the time, unless I have a new investor coming to me with, millions of dollars saying they're going to support peg. So there's nothing that can be done to 100% ensure peg. But what we can do is we can make, the Bomb BTCB investment, the best investment in crypto. And I really, feel it is. And we just got to get the word out there. And, there's some optimizations I want to make to BombMax to make it even easier to navigate. And, it's, we basically just need to get the word out there and get people into the Bomb BTCB. Also, with our LP bonding, which I'm going to get into a bit later, now we're utilizing our share token, which is, our reward token that we have for the farms. We're using that for liquidity pool bonding, which I'll explain all that in a little bit. But put simply, that is going to result in the protocol owning a lot of the liquidity. So you can look at it like, we have farms where we're paying people to essentially rent liquidity, right? They deposit their liquidity, we pay out great returns, but whenever they feel like it, they just remove their liquidity. And at the end of the day, we have nothing to show for it, but we've paid out a whole bunch of B2 shares, which is okay. People love farms. It's what's driving all the excitement right now. There's nothing wrong with farms, but, LP bonding is another way that you can get B2 share, similar to the farms. But what you do is you actually sell the protocol your LP tokens and get B2 share in return, based on, the vesting term is how long you have to wait to get the B2 shares out after you deposit your LPs. Actually, why don't I'm going to demo this in a sec. Actually, I'll demo this right now. And I'm just going to use this Zapper again just because it's so easy. So I'm going to get a bit more bomb BTCB. Let's do another half BNB. I'm going to show you guys how the LP bonding works. All right, that should be done real soon. And so just to explain this, so bomb BTC BLP, what this all means here, let's just jump in actually. So the current B2 share price is $82. And what this is showing here with the B2 share bond price, this is how much value of bomb BTCB LPs I have to deposit to get a B2 share. So you can see this is the price of 1 unit of bomb BTCB LP. Really, at the end of the day, you don't like, some people might want to understand all the mechanics and everything, and I'm happy to go into all that. But basically how this works is essentially based on the price right now, I get a 12.19% discount on B2 shares by depositing bomb BTCB LPs. Again, based on the price of both right this minute. So let's approve this. We got a question that I can maybe answer while we're waiting for that. Oh, well, that was quick. Okay, I'll get back to that question in a second. So let's deposit this. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. I'll zoom in a bit. So this is how much bomb BTCB LP I have. So with this much, I will receive, a little over half of a B2 share. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to show you guys the transaction on that just so you guys can see exactly what's going on there. Let's wait for that to finish. Okay, so what happened here is, again, this is probably for the more technical people, but essentially this new demo wallet I created, it transferred LPs into the bonding contract. The bonding contract sends it to our Gnosis safe for the protocol. And then the B2 share that I'm going to be able to collect in 2 days went from our Gnosis safe to the bonding contract. So that rate is locked in right when I bond. And then it also sends me a receipt token, which is actually an ERC 1155. And it basically, this is what I need in my wallet in order to see my LP bonding position and also to redeem my bonds. So let's head back here. And here you can see that I have B2 share 0.56 claimable February 10th. So all quite straightforward. Anybody have any questions on that? Oh, actually, you know what? I've got a surprise guest that's going to join me, a longtime bomber, Ezzy. I'm going to bring him on. He's going to join me while I keep demoing stuff.
Yo, boys, what's going on?
Hey, man. Thanks for joining me.
No problem, man. It's been a while since we've had one of these, right?
Yeah, I'm really pumped.
Yeah, me too, man. It's good to see everything, back at health and organic and stuff like that. It's really good to see.
Definitely, man. And I'm looking forward. I'd love to do these once a week. This one is just at a one-off time, but we'll probably schedule one a week at a certain time so that everyone can, know in advance when those are going to happen.
Yeah.
I really love doing these. It's fun, communicating with all loyal bombers and explaining what's going on. Plus, we're gonna have a lot more to talk about. We're gonna be deploying things nonstop, and always big improvements and new things going on. So. There'll always be a lot to talk about, even if we do them weekly.
Yeah, I had a quick question about the bonding. Quick.
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
When you bond, you said it gets sent to the Gnosis safe. Did you say?
Mm-hmm.
And what happens with it there? It just kind of sits there.
Yeah, it's just right now. It's just sitting there.
Okay, and then does the protocol ever break it up or anything like that, or what happens with it ultimately?
There's numerous different things that could happen with it. Like if the protocol was in trouble and needed to get buyback or needed, buy pressure on bomb, it could potentially be used for that, but that's not really the main objective of it. It's mainly just, right from Olympus DAO's reasoning behind it is, there's a lot of trading fees that are earned as people are trading the tokens. The protocol owning all the liquidity, all of those trading fees are going to the protocol. It's a big money earner for the protocol in that sense. And it's also, if we're paying out B2 shares for people to farm where we don't actually get to keep anything in the end, it's a lot healthier for the protocol to, you know, get something in return for those valuable, you know, reward tokens.
Yeah,
so it's,
I agree.
Yeah, but great question. Let's answer this question now. From Conrad, what is the plan after the 6 months? Why should we buy and hold BOM and B2 share? Okay, so first let me explain the 6 month thing. So when the BOM refresh was first launched, so I'm just going to mute you, Azzy, for a second. So when the BOM refresh was first launched, we only had LP bonding. We were, you know, going to see how things went with just bonding and no farms. People love farms, so that didn't go the greatest, and we were still in the bear market, so kind of put things on hold. But what that ended up doing is we had all these B2 shares for bonding just sitting there. So when I was coming up with the farm and, you know, what farms we would launch and the different parameters while creating that farm contract, I thought, well, instead of doing something for a year, let's take 15,000 B2 shares. You know, we had access to about 55 to 60,000. I can get the exact number later. So really, I took not a huge percentage of them, and I said, you know what, let's run this for 6 months. We can create another farm. We have a lot of B2 shares that we can use to incentivize. So the B2 shares are all sitting in our Gnosis safe, and again, that's what's used to pay for LP bonding. But that can also be used to create additional farms. So one thing I want to play around with is creating some farms for V3 liquidity in PancakeSwap. So that would have to be a separate contract, and that would require additional B2 shares that would come from the Gnosis safe. I guess the short answer to the question is after 6 months, if everything is, you know, going, you know, normally or great, we could just launch another 6 month contract with 15,000 more B2 shares. But likely we will have learned a lot in those 6 months, and, you know, the bull market will be here, and who knows what the situation will be. So, you know, we'll obviously tweak exactly what we launch, and we don't necessarily need to wait 6 months to launch another farm. If there's need for it, or if it makes sense, we could easily launch another farm contract while this one's still running. So I hope that answered the question. All right, we got another question here. What is the difference between B2 share and BOM money? Which is better? So, I mean, it's our two main tokens, right? It's BOM and B2 share. BOM is a peg token to Bitcoin. It follows the price of Bitcoin. It's a lot more stable than B2 share. B2 share is like our protocol governance. Doesn't really do governance, but it's a token that, you know, when the protocol is healthy, this token does really well. You can also farm with B2 share. I mean, I could talk about the two tokens for a long time, and I got a lot to cover, so I'm not sure how much detail I can go into about that. But essentially, maybe we can discuss that in the chats after. Or essentially, you know, for anybody new, if you're asking what the difference between the tokens is, you're probably fairly new to the protocol. What matters is, you know, what I strongly recommend is having 80% of your allocation of funds into the BOM BTCB farm through either BOM Money DApp or BOM Max, which I demoed at the beginning of the video. So if you just joined, then feel free to watch back afterwards and see exactly how I did that. B2 share, you know, you can also farm that. Obviously, this new wallet doesn't have any position there, but okay, great. So let's see. Any other questions? All right, let's move on then. Let's talk a little bit about, you know, strategy and ratios of investing. You know, I've touched on this a little bit, but the way that, you know, again, I'm a big risk taker, so this is going to sound weird coming from me, but you know, essentially you can earn amazing returns in the protocol, and you can do it without all the risk of, you know, going all in on B2 share, because, you know, that price is very volatile, and, you know, you could easily see, you know, lots of wild price movements in both directions. So I'd suggest firstly you start building up your farms. Farms are, you know, a pair of two assets. So even if the price of the token, you know, is volatile, your LP value is going to be not nearly as volatile as the token itself, right? So I'd highly recommend for anybody new, you know, probably something like 80% of your allocation into BOM BTCB, The other 20% into B2 shares, which, could be in the B2 share farm, or it could be in the boardroom, or a bit of both. And that's a great start. And once you get your B2 share rewards, that's when you can compound into growing your BOM BTCB farm, compound into B2 share BNB farm, or throw those guys in the boardroom. So there's a lot of different options there, but I think a solid foundation, a solid start for anybody would be a big BOM BTCB position. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about profit taking. So going back to what I just mentioned about having a big position in the BOM BTCB farm, you're going to be getting B2 shares as a reward. Well, if the majority of us, are using the protocol in what is ideal for both themselves and also happens to be the best thing for the protocol, and you're jumping into the BOM BTCB LPs, the B2 share is going to rise drastically with the health of BOM. So your rewards are going to be worth large amounts of money, and people are always going to be wanting to buy the B2 shares in order to get BOM out of the boardroom. So again, put simply, BOM healthy, B2 share goes up. So you get a nice BOM farm going, your rewards, feel free to sell those to take some profit. Or, I'd strongly recommend compounding, especially this early on in the protocol, but, maybe take 20, 30% of your rewards, take that as profit, and, put the other 70% and compound with that. Early on, you might even want to compound the whole thing. I mean, that's largely what I've been doing, and probably a lot of others as well, because we all have, very high hopes for what's going to be happening in the next little while and even longer term. So any question about profit taking? Oh, actually, one more thing I should definitely touch on. So I know a lot of guys really go for the B2 shares just because of the potential to, the original BOM B2 share went up to, 12, 14,000 in that range. And, everyone gets really excited about that. But the thing is that, when everybody just jumps into B2 share, essentially what we have is we have a bunch of people in the boardroom that are getting BOM rewards. They're just dumping their BOM rewards as soon as they get them. And then BOM goes under peg. And now all those B2 shares are no longer printing, and everyone's pissed off. And, people lose money because you bought B2 share, then BOM drops, and now your B2 shares aren't worth as much, and you're not happy. So if you go with my suggested move and you jump into the farms, then you can earn your B2 shares, and that way you got your B2 shares for free from the farm. Then you can throw those in the boardroom, and then it's it's a lot less risky. And again, everybody jumping into BOM BTCB is going to push BOM well beyond peg. So that way everybody can make great money. You can compound and you can 100x your original position easily over the next couple of months. Millionaires were made in the original BOM, and we can do it up bigger this time. So let's all farm, and for the better good of their own portfolio and for the protocol. Let's see, what else should I go over? I'm going to go over our collaboration with the Shitcoin Club, which is Crypto Mischief, aka Richie, his NFT collection. Actually, I can go over that right now. Greetings. Let's go. Let's go, BOM. Okay, so we're doing a collaboration with the Shitcoin Club NFTs. So this is the website for the NFTs. I'll post that in the chat here. What it's going to entail is holders of the NFTs are going to have a list of tasks to do, and they're going to be rewarded with BOM tokens. We haven't decided the exact specifics. I'm still putting together the campaign to kind of track everything and make sure that all the tasks are completed, such as owning the NFT, and you're going to have to buy BOM and deposit into a farm, and read the docs, and read the latest article on BOM. So it's going to make a lot more people aware of BOM, and they actually are going to have to participate in BOM in order to get the rewards out. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. And you can get one by either minting. There's 0.1 Ethereum to mint, or you can go into the raffle to get them, which is right here. And yeah, the raffle is just you have a chance to win one. But if you spend enough money that you would have been able to buy one, I think you get one anyways. But I'll let you guys read over that. I'll put the links. if you're going to buy one, kindly use my referral link. I'll throw that in the chat. Wait, did I do that right? Yeah. And if you want to know more about it, I'll just post this link as well. Hey, Ezzy, sorry, I had you muted that whole time. Not sure if you were.
No, that's okay, bro. I was just watching. I had a few things to mention, but I'll mention them when you're done speaking about this.
Okay. I'm pretty much done. So I got those links out. So yeah, anyone that wants to participate in that and support Crypto Mischief, who's been a great bomb supporter since day one, and a big part of the reason that original bomb really did as well as it did. So highly suggest supporting him and our collab.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, we got a question in the chat that I'll handle and then get to your questions. What epoch means in the boardroom? Let's go over it. So epoch is just simply it's basically just a period of time. So our epochs are 6 hours apart. So the purpose of the epoch is essentially that, we track our bomb progress, its health, from epoch to epoch. So for example, we're in epoch 777 right now. In 4 hours and 23 minutes, it's going to roll over to epoch 778. And the reason that excites everybody is because when the time weighted average price of bomb is over 1.0 right here, then anyone who has B2 shares deposited will get out freshly minted bomb at a really attractive APR. So hope that answers your question. Bomb Bull Run Edition. Let's go. All right, Ezzy, whenever you're ready, go for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention to anybody watching as well, because obviously over the last couple of days, we've seen some serious price action on both tokens, BOM and B2 share. Obviously, we've had quite a big correction. I just wanted to talk about that quick and just let everybody know that it's completely normal to see corrections like that. Like, I don't have the chart in front of me right now, but I'm pretty sure BOM has pumped over like 50, 60% or wherever it was from its low points. And, if you had been DCAing, if you look at that chart now on the screen, if you were DCAing at some of these prices, at these low prices, like right now, you'd have so much money, you wouldn't even know what to do with all of it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is keep conviction, guys. If you see PEG drop, so if PEG's at 1.01, we were like on 1.17 the other day, and like now it's on like 0.6 or 0.7. The idea is to be scooping that up, because it's very rare for a team to be this dedicated. Like we've been through it quite a lot with all this with the bear market and stuff like that, and the team is continuing to deliver like we started. I remember when that TVO was 10k not too long ago, then it shot up to 300k. Now we're at 188k, and most of you guys should be looking at this as a buy opportunity. I know I am, definitely.
Yeah, actually that's an amazing point. And actually something I want to add to that is, there's when somebody does a big sell up at the top, there's two things that you can do. Well, I mean, I guess three. You could do nothing, but you can buy that dip, right? It's a lot of people, they see a dip and they follow suit. They think, oh, it's dropping, I better get out. Let's be strong, bombers. You see a little dip, buy it up. Change the momentum the other direction, right? You don't need to follow suit and because as soon as two guys do it, then three guys do it, and then everybody starts doing it, and then you end up with this dip, which created some awesome opportunities. But let's just nip that in the bud, right? You see a sell, just let's buy it up, right? And also, for all those that are holding large amounts of bomb that have been around for a while, when we get over peg, when we got a ton of momentum, maybe just have a little bit of patience, right? Like you don't gotta drop the peg down like crazy right on that first print, right? Like let some liquidity grow. Like the farms are growing quick, the liquidity is growing quick, so just let's have a little bit of patience before, because I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what caused this. The boardroom print wasn't big enough to cause that much of a sell-off. It was, is long-term holders that were starting to unload. And I mean, anybody's free to do what they want with their tokens, but I know a lot of these guys have all the tokens in our protocol, which means they're really hurting their own bag by starting that negative momentum there. So, let's see this hit 2, 3, 4 peg, right? Because it's not going to take that much inflows. If we got anywhere near the amount of inflows the original bomb got, that had 100 BTC in the pool at the peak, bomb would fly to like 5.0 peg, right? So it's, just might want to just hold off a little bit on shaving the positions when we're over pegged.
Yeah, as liquidity gets thicker on bomb as well, big sells won't do as much damage, So
Yep.
again, anybody watching this AMA, just like I said in the YouTube comment, if you're watching this now, you're probably still really early, because a lot of stuff is still in the pipeline, a lot of stuff ain't been started, and if you get involved now whilst we're off peg and you pair that up with BTC, you're just going to see the numbers fly on the farm page. I saw my numbers fly. I couldn't believe my eyes. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like, what? 1.17 peg. And I was just like, wow, like things can change in an instance in crypto. So yeah, guys, stay vigilant.
Yeah. Anyone that's new to our whole ecosystem, I've got to mention our token P-Hub. This is a token that I created about, I think, a year and a half ago, approximately. It receives buybacks from, some of the dev allocation of the B2 share. So essentially, in a couple of days, this is going to be turned on, and it's going to do it very safely. But essentially, B2 shares are going to be used to buy back P-Hub. And we had done this in the past, and P-Hub had hit as high as $700 in the past, and I think it has the potential to go even higher than that. So as soon as those buybacks are turned on, again, don't worry about B2 share. It's because the way that the buybacks are set up is it's it does small amounts, and it's not going to impact the price. That's obviously the most important thing. But those inflows into P-Hub with its current price, this thing was hovering between 200 and 700 before, right? So it's at $15. It's not going to take very much buybacks to get it back to those old levels. So just wanted to make sure that nobody misses out on that opportunity. Let's make sure that I've answered all the questions. I'm just reading over some questions here. Feel free to throw any other questions in the chat because I think we might be wrapping up soon if there's nothing else to go over. I think I've got everything answered. Let's take a look at how that farm's doing. So, I mean, I really should have made a bigger farm just so it would have shown a little bit more, but $33 made me 4 cents in just like half an hour. So great team in the comments. Thank you very much. I think there's a lot of things that we do different from a lot of other protocols that, has really helped their progress over the last couple of years. Being super transparent. Obviously I'm fully doxed. I've met a bunch of the bombers in real life. And as well, like I want everyone to succeed. Anybody that's, part of the bomb ecosystem, my goal is to make you as much money as possible. And, really hope you guys follow my advice in terms of, really going heavy into the bomb BTCB farms. It's definitely cool to have your B2 share position, but, yeah, really where the money's made is compound your bomb BTCB and, you'll be looking great in a couple months or sooner. Any other questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to say as well, guys, don't be strangers. Come through to the Telegram chat, ask questions. There's no stupid questions when it comes to stuff like this. It can be a little bit complicated looking at it at face value, looking at all these kind of bonds and, X-bomb and stuff like that. It might sound a little bit complicated, but, there's plans in the pipeline to get like bite-sized content on YouTube to make it easier to understand. Some of the clips will come from this AMA. And if anybody's got anything that's, overly complicated or they don't understand, then just drop them in the Telegram and we will make the content. I think YouTube videos and stuff like that are easily digestible. You can watch it on your TV, watch it on your phone, on whatever. And, it can teach you a lot. You see how the OGs are doing it and how the more experienced guys are doing it. So yeah, definitely guys, drop suggestions in the chat and we'll work on them.
Yeah, and and there's no questions that are off limits. I know some Telegram communities, if you ask a question that's not a bullish question, you get banned. We will never do that. You can ask. I mean, if you're coming in and you're just straight fudding without any kind of logic, obviously that's not going to be not cool. But I mean, any question we'll do our best to answer it, and we will answer all questions. I missed this comment in the chat. If you're watching this AMA, you're early. 100% accurate.
Yep, that's me, by the way.
Oh, cheats, they'll buy back higher. Well, we saw that on the first way up, so yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, literally. It's so weird for investors, right? They're always buying when they see green candles, but no one buys when they see the red ones on the
Yeah,
dips.
everyone's hoping for the dip, and the dip comes, and they're scared to buy it.
Yeah, we
it's
move
it's
on another
a lot of
question.
it's human nature, right? It's like it's like things are going up, you don't want to miss out, then things are going down, and you get scared. It's it's human nature, but you got to fight that with your crypto investments.
Yep,
Um,
definitely.
so let's talk about XBomb. So the question is, could you tell more about XBomb? So essentially, XBomb is something that we created in order to be, an additional place for you to put your bomb. So what you can do is any, extra bomb. I mean, there's a lot of places that you can put your bomb, and I'd probably suggest for now you want to really be farming with your bomb. But if you do get, bomb from the boardroom, let's say that you don't have any BTCB to pair up with it, you definitely could drop it into XBomb. And XBomb, it gets a percentage of prints from the boardroom. Although there is actually, I need to double check all the plumbing on that, just because I know that I had to set up something originally, like the prints went directly to XBomb, but guys were able to game that. So I had to set up something different where it randomly put it in at different times. So I just got to double check all that and get that going again. So this actually hasn't got any bomb from the one print that we had, but I'd say before the weekend's over, like in the next couple of days, I'll get that all set up so it's receiving those rewards. So essentially, whenever the boardroom prints, extra bomb goes into XBomb. So all the people that are in XBomb, their XBomb becomes worth more bomb. It's very much like what is it, Sushi and X Sushi, or is that what they call their stake, Sushi? Yeah, I think it's Sushi and X Sushi. Or yeah, I mean a lot of the dexes have this type of system.
Yeah, it's a bit like wrap staked ETH, isn't it? Just keeps growing in value in relative to ETH.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just another use case for bomb, though, isn't it? So
100%.
the more that get created like this, the more use cases we got, the more the peg gets defended, the more demand we have. So again, it's just another use case.
Yeah, and I'd love to get Bomb Max, get more action on it. We're going to make whatever improvements we need to make. So, in order to allow people to leverage up their LPs, there needs to be single-sided assets staked here. So, if our offerings seem a little bit too risky for you, you could always just stake some BTCB here. The APRs are showing super low right now just because the utilization is low. But the APRs do jump as this gets more utilized. So single-sided bomb can go here, single-sided BTCB goes here, and then that lets other people that are farming jump in and leverage up their position.
And the BTCB wouldn't be subject to impermanent loss, would it?
No, it's 100% safe and secured. Yeah. So that's like the safest thing we have. If you have BTCB and you want to take zero risks with it, you want zero chance of it going down, then that's going to earn the least out of everything that we have. But that's the safest thing that we offer.
Yeah.
And again, we even have Zap. So if you don't have BTCB, I guess let's demo this. Let's put a 0.3 BNB and let's zap it over to BTCB. So like Bomb Max is really designed to be as simple as humanly possible. So anybody can participate. Actually, I'll just approve this while we're waiting. I'm gonna zap to Bomb 2 while we're at it. Oops. It gives you a nice estimate here of what you're going to get. Let's do that approval as well. Stake, max, go. Oh, thought something was broken, but it just took a while for that MetaMask window to pop up. Okay, I just approved that. Let's refresh, stake. Let's put all those bombs in there. And there you can see my BTCB is in, and we're just waiting for the bomb to go through. And there we go. So that now, drop the APRs even further because now the utilization is even lower. But again, leveraging is really attractive just because, the farm pays so well and it doesn't cost that much to borrow the assets. So the utilization, actually right after this video, I'm probably going to go leverage up my own position just because, like I said, I dropped my leverage earlier just so I could demo it here. But yeah, any other questions or comments before we wrap up? anything comes up in the future, just drop it into Telegram. I'm gonna be really active there and in Discord. Love spending time with the Bombers. So if you think of a question later, definitely just hit us up there. How often does the auto? I'm guessing you're asking how often does it compound? Right now it's set to twice a day. Once more funds are in there, we can do it more often. Video feed is blurry. Yeah, maybe recommend watching back on PC. It should be high quality. Or maybe just make sure that the resolution is or that quality settings on the highest. Yep, I got your question right. So I already handled that. It's twice a day right now. We'll probably move that up to every 2 hours once there's more funds in. Well, let's fucking go, Bombers. Exciting times ahead. Thanks everyone for joining in. And I'm still looking to see if there's any other questions that pop up. But if not, I guess we're going to wrap up in a couple seconds here.
Yep. Any follow-up questions, drop them in the Telegram, guys. Defo.
And thanks, Ezzy, for coming in and being our surprise guest here. It's nice having you
anytime,
on.
bro. I've been here since the very beginning, man. Since the very beginning.
Awesome, man. And if anybody else wants to jump on in the future too, I got no problem with it. So just let me know. All right. Well, it looks like the question just stopped. So again, thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to join our Telegram, and yeah, let's bomb on, boys and girls.
Take care, boys. See you in Telegram.
Take care, guys.